Happy Monday, Blue Butterfly Gang Gang. No mics today because I did not charge them, and I'm very, very apologetic about that. I'm sorry that I did not charge my mics, but hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. Alright, so this reading is for the masculines and the feminine, what Spirit wants you to focus on this week. So I've already pulled some cards so we can get more information out of it. And we have ribbon, for it lives in the silk of my binding, the knots in my truth, the eye of becoming, the witness swallowed in stillness. So we have, dear sacred soul, ribbon reminds you that you already know the answers to what you have inquired about. You are connected to your situation in a way that makes it clear what your next step should be. So follow the signs, or in this case, the ribbons, and allow the truth of your query to come to your consciousness. Trust in your ability to see what you need at this moment. It may be scary or require more of you than you'd hope, but you can move forward with the knowledge that this path is for your greatest good and will lead you to success. Additionally, pulling this card means the signs have been around you for some time, waiting for you to invite them into your awareness. Be especially mindful of any colors, animals, numbers, or feelings that crop up repeatedly, as there are messages from the divine guiding you to the truth of your situation. So, right now, you need to accept the truth, right? Because your guys are pushing you. Somebody is full of themselves. This can be you or this can be someone else. But you need to give it time if you want this person to commit to you or if you want to be in a committed relationship. So this is about accountability. You need to move forward. I feel like that's what the signs are pushing you to do, is to move forward, because this person is not ready. This person has some narcissistic behavior tendencies. And we have, who can I serve today? In a world lacking soul-to-soul connections, small and simple acts are what create the biggest and most lasting impact. We shift our own pain and experience an avalanche of love when we lose ourselves in the service of others. Who needs you today? So this energy is about how can you help someone else, right? Sometimes that makes you feel good, doing charity work, or even just being a mentor to someone, but pouring love into the world. Now, again, the person who is full of themselves, they need to get out of their own way and give to someone else, right? Whether this is you or the person you're dealing with. We have, what boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships. To create more healthy boundaries, we must first get in tune with our needs, desires, and feelings and believe we are worthy of them. In your relationship, it's essential to know where they end and where you begin. So with this energy for divine feminine and masculine, I feel like it's hitting both in different ways. The person who is more full of themselves, they need to open up more. They need to give more, right? The person who is receiving less need to choose themselves, be a little bit more full of themselves, right? So it's like they need to swap in a way, but it's to help them both balance. So if you guys are resonating with this reading, go ahead and give me a big fat thumbs up. And then we're going to get into the tarot, because that's the surrounding energy, and see what else Spirit wants you guys to work through. That's the overall. All right, tell me more about this energy for divine feminine, masculine, Holy Spirit, angel guys. Also, you guys, by the end of this month, which is coming up really quickly, I will have a new website up. I'm going back with the original one that I did before, because some of you guys don't listen and you guys keep booking appointments, but then you guys don't answer the emails and you don't make the payment, right? So that's frustrating for business owners. I am professional. I'm not the reader that does readings online and all of that stuff. Like, I take this as sacred practice, So I'm very serious when it comes to reading energy. Don't book with me if you do not plan on making that payment. But anyways, that is going to stop, because I'm going back to the other website, and you guys are going to have to pay to even make book an appointment, right? So anyways, for those of you guys that do listen, I appreciate you guys and I love you guys, and thank you guys for always being supportive, right? So we have 10 of Swords, we have the Chariot. What else? Okay, so this is that energy. This is moving on from betrayal. There's endings, right? But you have to create your new beginning. So if you want to be happy, you have to take control of your opposing energy, those fears of letting go, those fears of moving forward. You have to let it go, right? If somebody's been on the side of thinking negatively about how things can turn out, so they keep protecting themselves, they need to stop doing that, because what they're doing is blocking out what they actually want from happening. So it's like, if you think negatively, of course you're going to manifest that, because that's where your thought process is, right? But if you think positively, of course you're going to manifest that. But it's that balance of yin yang, because you don't want to think so positive that you're delusional, right? You have to look at the facts of a situation, and you don't want to think so negative that you're delusional, right? So both can be delusional, because it's like your fears can overtake you, right? And then it stops you from creating what you actually want. And then you being too positive can make you naive and miss all the red flags that are happening. So both ways can block what's actually for you. So both energies, whether you're in the shadow energy or the light energy, you have to move forward at this time, right? Right now, the goal is to reciprocate. So if something is not giving to you that you're giving to, let it the fuck go, right? It don't matter how much you want it, because you deserve something or someone that is going to invest in you and put growth in to where you guys can both grow. You also teach people how to treat you, right? So when you put up with their stuff because you're weak for them, or you love them so much, it's like you're having all this patience for them. That don't really get that person to grow. That person just continues to stay stuck, right? Because those boundaries that need to be put up, what boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships. So those boundaries teach people how to respect you. And if people can't meet your boundaries, let them go, because it's not that you have to wait around for them to learn either, right? So this is all about you making those decisions that you already know you need to. That's why Ribbon came out, because it's about the awareness. Your awareness is growing. You already know you need to move the fuck on. You already know this shit ain't going nowhere. It's not going nowhere but wasting your time, right? But again, it's not saying you can't have it. You got to be patient. You got to give it time. But you can't control the time. You can't control the outcome. Everybody has free will. So if this is what you want, you have to be patient. And you have to work on your own energy, balancing out your light and shadow. But also know that you can call in at any time something that is reciprocating to you. So focus on what you're building. Focus on what you're creating. Focus on how you can help others. What else? We have Judgment. We have Queen of Swords. What else? We have the Sun. Queen of Cups. We have Strength. Okay. Someone is dealing with this narcissistic energy. Now, when you're dealing with this energy, you have to be assertive. You have to communicate. You have to be direct. You have to be honest. You have to be upfront. And you have to protect your feelings, your emotions, right? Because sometimes people come in to take what you have to offer, whether you're male or female, right? And if it makes them feel good, of course they're going to come and take it, and you're giving it away. So that's, again, those boundaries. So right now it is what's being exposed to you is the truth that you need to balance out your emotions and your logic. Make them come together as one. That's the yin yang. That's the duality right now, which is also your shadow and your light, right? The physical, and it's the opposite. So it's also the physical and the spiritual. You need to be practical, but it's okay to follow your heart. But you have to be strong when dealing with someone who is full of themselves, because they will manipulate you to get what they want. And you have to see through that. You have to move on from that. Even if you care, even if you love them, right? And this changes things. This creates new opportunities for you to come in. And you know this, right? As a high priestess. So trust your intuition. I'm just confirming everything you already know, and look at things from a different perspective. That is what I have for you, Blue Butterfly Gang Gang. If it was helpful, give me a fat thumbs up, and I will see you guys later. Peace.